Alright, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, y'all see what's going on here. As y'all see the thumbnail, y'all read the title under the thumbnail. This is dealing with SnupeBandz. How SnupeBandz is distant from J.Fizzle. And how he feels towards J.Fizzle, siding with Big Moochie Grape, dealing with the whole young Dolph Makedas situation. Before we get into it, as always, let's pay our respects and say long live Flipper. Rest in peace to young Dolph. Condolences to the family and much love to all my folks in Dolph land. See, even my folks in Dolph land, they familiar and they can recognize that SnupeBandz, he has been distant when it comes to anything dealing with Big Moochie Grape. If y'all could see or pay attention, y'all will see that SnupeBandz, he don't do no songs, no features, he don't do no videos when it comes to anything dealing with Big Moochie Grape. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys know the backstory to that. So we all know that SnupeBandz, he from Castelia, right along with young Dolph. So he gonna represent PRE with a real loyalty, you know what I'm saying, with a real purpose. You understand what I'm saying? He not gonna take PRE for granted because he know what it took to get on the roster of PRE. He know what it took for young Dolph to create PRE campaign, Paper Route campaign, to build Paper Route empire. SnupeBandz, he been there to see that growth from the beginning. As a, not just as a representative of Castelia, GDs, but also a fan, a supporter, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who looked up to young Dolph, you know what I'm saying? And this is why SnupeBandz feel the way he feels towards J.Fizzle, because SnupeBandz know, just like SnupeBandz know he been there from the beginning, he know that J.Fizzle been there from the beginning just as well. But J.Fizzle been there from the passenger side seat. He been there really watching young Dolph growth. You know what I'm saying? Young Dolph, watching young Dolph trial and tribulations. This the reason why SnupeBandz is feeling like J.Fizzle. Yeah, I know you Grape Street, but why you hanging around Big Moochie Grape? Because we know he a snake. We know he sided young Dolph to get young Dolph jewelry. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna let you guys know a little deeper with the story, okay? Now, a couple years back, Big Moochie Grape had signed a Paper Route. Alright? Big Moochie Grape hadn't been on Paper Route no more than a year before he got his Paper Route chain snatched. Alright? And even prior to getting his Paper Route chain snatched, if y'all remember that, young Dolph had gifted Big Moochie Grape the purple Lambo. The people want to know what happened to the purple Lambo. Well, Big Moochie Grape wrecked that barely after 3 months of having it. He barely had the purple Lambo for 90 days and he wrecked it. That's what made young Dolph also. That's what made SnupeBandz also feel like Big Moochie Grape was taking advantage of the things that young Dolph was doing to try to help propel Big Moochie Grape career. Again, if y'all go back to the Paper Route chains being snatched, Big Moochie Grape was one of the first artists on Paper Route to get his chain snatched. And that's something that SnupeBandz seeing as awkward too. So Big Moochie Grape get his chain snatched, and then he get the purple Lambo in an accident. Not only that, not only prior to getting the Paper Route chain snatched, Big Moochie Grape was letting his different AB guys, his AB affiliates, his AB shooters wear the Paper Route chains, and they wasn't even part of Paper Route. Y'all got to understand, like I said, when SnupeBandz see that, he feels some type of way. Cause like I said, he know what it took. He know the grind he had to take in order to just get a Paper Route chain in order to be on the Paper Route roster. And he feel like Big Moochie Grape is taking all this for granted. Matter of fact, not only taking it for granted, Big Moochie Grape is treating Paper Route like it's his own. Like he created it. Like he make the rules and the regulations dealing with how Paper Route should be ran. And this is something not just SnupeBandz is familiar with. This is something that a lot of guys, a lot of folks in Dolphland, they could see, they could recognize this just as well. That's why, like I said, if you see SnupeBandz in the video shoot with the other paper route artists, it's a good chance you're not going to see Big Moochie Grape there. And vice versa. Because SnupeBandz really don't he don't G with Big Moochie Grape like that. Because he been seeing Big Moochie Grape as being a liability, a snake in the grass ever since he joined paper route. And not only that, SnupeBandz could also see that Big Moochie Grape, he's been seen with CEO DaddieO a little more. Him and CEO DaddieO has become a little more active, hanging out together. You know what I'm saying? Now SnupeBandz, in the back of his mind, he like, why y'all hanging out together more? But we on the outside, we just want to say, yeah, we could see the reason why Big Moochie Grape is hanging with CEO DaddieO more. That was the trade-off. See, let's take it back to Young Dolph, to the day of Young Dolph being sent up. This is another reason why SnupeBandz feel the way he feel towards Big Moochie Grape. And he feel that J.Fizzle should also distance himself from Big Moochie Grape. See, again, let's take it back to the day that Young Dolph was sent up. See, we all know that because SnupeBandz even posted it himself that Young Dolph tried to communicate with him. But he was getting his hair cut, that he didn't see the text or the missed call. That he wished that he would have answered Young Dolph call the time that he called him. Because even SnupeBandz states himself that if he would have answered Young Dolph's phone call, maybe none of that would have happened. But also on the flip end, y'all do remember that Big Moochie Grape also said that he got a phone call from Young Dolph. This is the thing. SnupeBandz feel like, okay, he didn't get a chance to communicate with Young Dolph to even know where Young Dolph's next location would be. But Big Moochie Grape did. Did Big Moochie Grape give Young Dolph location to CEO DaddieO so CEO DaddieO could let the shooters know to be ready when Young Dolph pull up to Makedas? And did Big Moochie Grape do all this for a trade-off of Young Dolph jewelry? Yes, he did. I'm here to say, yes, he did. Look at the jewelry. I'm going to just say allegedly, based on the jewelry. Based on Big Moochie Grape having Young Dolph jewelry on. Those baguette chains and those baguette bracelets, those are very pricey. Like I told y'all before. Only Young Dolph on the whole team had that. Because he wanted to make his jewelry different from the rest of the guys on paper route. You understand? That's why he purposely did that. And that's why I pointed out to you guys 2 videos ago to let you guys know that I feel the same way SnupeBandz feel. Yeah, Big Moochie Grape dropped Young Dolph location to CEO DaddieO for a trade-off of Young Dolph jewelry, man. Like I said, pay attention. Big Moochie Grape did not start wearing those baguette chains and baguette bracelets until after Young Dolph untimely demise, not before. You won't see Big Moochie Grape with none of that jewelry on before Young Dolph untimely demise, man. Just pay attention. And this is something, if I can recognize and see this, I know on hand SnupeBandz see it just as well. But I believe that SnupeBandz is the only real one that's willing to stand on the other side. Like I said, that's why you guys will see. You guys will see that J.Fizzle, Key Glock, and even Big Moochie Grape hanging around each other. But you won't see SnupeBandz there. Because SnupeBandz feeling like it's something up with Big Moochie Grape. And again, if it's something that SnupeBandz is able to point out and see, and not only that, is able to distance himself based on what he see and recognize the movements of Big Moochie Grape after Young Dolph untimely demise, and him being around, hanging around CEO DaddieO a little more than what he used to. This is something that SnupeBandz is picking up on. And as he should, because like I said, he was one of the ones, right along with J.Fizzle, that was with Young Dolph from the beginning. Even before Young Dolph signed Key Glock, those 2 guys, between J.Fizzle and SnupeBandz, they've been there from the beginning. And like I said, That's the reason why SnupeBandz feel like you hanging around a snake, J.Fizzle. But again, y'all be patient. Y'all just be aware. And of course, we got more in store for y'all. But as always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.